Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we are going to talk about safety in biogas digesters. And as this photos show that there are some physical hazards that can be found around the digesters, for example, for explosive or some kind of fire dangers, and maybe also some health issues. So let's start with the biogas composition, and as you may know, that the composition differ among different substrates. For example, if we have swine waste, for example, methane actually more or less for swine is similar to cattle manure, and also here this is carbon dioxide is similar also. And H2S hydrogen sulfide maybe also can reach up to 4,000 ppm and 7,000 ppm for cattle manure. But however, this is depending on the composition of the substrate. And for landfill waste, which is the gas from landfills, maybe it has a little bit of lower methane content compared with manure digesters, and also has less hydrogen sulfide. So this basically the gases that produced inside the digesters, and each of these may be having some hazardous effects, and we'll go a little bit in details here, but not everything, of course, because of the time. So just I give you some brief introduction to these effects, and you may actually go and find more details about the effects of these different gases on health or on toxicity and so forth. So let's start with the characteristics of different gases. For example, here we have methane. It's odorless gas and non-toxic to microbial consortia, and insoluble in water. Also similar to this, also carbon dioxide is colorless and odorless, of course, at low concentration, and has acidic odor at higher concentration, but it is soluble in water. Hydrogen sulfide also is colorless gas and moderately soluble in water, and malodorous, like actually rotten egg, and corrosive to metals and concrete, and toxic to human at higher concentrations. So basically, if you look at this, especially for methane and carbon dioxide, if you don't have higher hydrogen sulfide, maybe if you have some kind of leak from digester, it's very hard. It will be very hard actually to smell the leak. But if you have higher hydrogen sulfide, of course, you can actually detect the leak by smelling the odor of rotten egg. The first actually effect of methane is explosion sometimes, and also fire, and a mixture of air and the methane become explosive if contained 5 to 15% of methane, and the mixture with this same ratio is self-propagation when a heat source is present. So this means that you have to keep out the fire or the source of fire to prevent actually the propagation of the fire for this gas. Again, if you have a source of heat is brought in contact with the mixture outside of the limit of the flammability, the mixture will still burn, even though the mixture can't support the flame self-propagation, which means that you have to be careful or keep out the fire sources at least 3 meters far from the biogas digester or biogas storage. Biogas with less than 24% methane will not sustain a self-propagation flame when mixed with air under ambient conditions. So basically, higher concentration of methane is more prone to propagation flame. So the most actually dangerous gas is the hydrogen sulfide. It's actually toxic, and it also can cause some kind of health effect. I'm going actually to discuss only the lethal or toxicity of hydrogen sulfide here. The toxicity of hydrogen sulfide is comparable to that of hydrogen cyanide. So basically, it's very dangerous, especially if you have higher concentration, something like 800 to 1000 ppm is lethal for 50% of human if they exposed to that gas for 5 minutes, which is LC50, causing the death within 30 minutes. So basically, if you have this gas, you have to be careful, especially in enclosed spaces. You don't have to expose to this gas, especially if you have small kind of digesters, home scale digester. You have to be careful if you use actually the gas for heating or for cooking or similar applications. So you have to scrub or remove the hydrogen sulfide before using the gas. The problem with the hydrogen sulfide, it can form a complex bond in blood with iron, and that blocking oxygen from binding and stopping the cellular respiration. This is why it's actually very dangerous, and it can cause consciousness, and of course, even if one breath or twice, it can actually affect the consciousness of people. Again, the higher concentration is lethal, so you have to be careful with that. The treatment to overcome these problems: immediate inhalation of amyl nitrite, and also injection of sodium nitrite. This is basically these two treatment should be actually applied by professional like medical doctors or nurses or this kind of first aid people who can actually help affected people. Inhalation of pure oxygen. Of course, if you have a source of pure oxygen, basically just expose the person who inhale the hydrogen sulfide to overcome this problem. This is just the references that you can actually look at different concentration and different effects of this kind of gases. And with that, I would like to finish here and see you next time. If you have any question, please leave a comment and see you.